In this video, I'm going to go over Amazon and the things that I'm looking at from a higher perspective, as well as things that are more actionable in the more immediate future. So I'm going to start with the 3-month chart here and do some divergence analysis and something that I'm noticing. And this is something I'm noticing along with many of the other big stocks in the United States. We are getting bearish divergence. That is not confirmed yet, though. So this is something that we definitely need to watch and be aware of, that it is shaping up. This 3-month chart moves really slow, so this isn't going to trigger anytime soon, but we do need to be aware of this divergence. So price making higher high, while the momentum, the MACD, and the CCI are making lower highs. So these black lines are the lines that the oscillators would need to close beyond in order to confirm this divergence. So nothing actionable for right now, but super important to be aware of. On the monthly, the same divergences are shaping up actually across all 4 indicators down here. So we need to watch that on the monthly. The only other thing I note on the monthly is there is some bullish divergence on the detrended price oscillator. So we have price making a higher low while the DPO is making a lower low. So if the oscillator gets up and closes above that, that would actually trigger a confirmation for a buy signal. So need to be aware of those shaping up on the monthly. And then on the weekly, we have the same thing that I just pointed out on the monthly, this bullish divergence that's shaping up. But again, this is stuff that is not triggered. This is set up, and we need to be aware that it is there, and you just need to check it every week here as time goes on. So let's look at stuff that's perhaps a bit more actionable. Well, this isn't actionable right now, but we just take a look at the 3-month moving average channel. We see that any pullback into the $123 range, which would be the bottom of this MAC, would be a really good place to look for longs, because basically we're above the 57 period moving average on the Williams accumulation distribution. That means any pullbacks into this range, I'm going to be looking for weekly divergence or weekly 18 period MA or weekly moving average channel entries to get long at this level. Okay, so on the monthly, let's see what we can find. So on the monthly, we see that we've just recently dipped back into the moving average channel and went up. We're in a strong uptrend. Look at this. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars above this moving average channel, which is really, really quite strong. It's quite possible that, if we take the range of the first five bars right there, add that here, I've already just about hit the first target, which is halfway of that range. Second target would be up to 221. So basically, actionable trades based on the monthly would be any pullback into the 167.85 level. The low of the MAC would be a suitable place to look for daily entries using any of the 3 entry techniques that I like to use. Then if we take a look on the weekly, we can see that we're still very bullish. So if price trades down into the 169.13 level or 168.81 more specifically, this is an area that would be a really good place to look for longs. So that's the sort of stuff that's actionable. Now, price is a long way away from that, but this is the sort of stuff that I'll be looking for. If price does trade down into that level, we're still well above the 57 period moving average on the Williams accumulation distribution index. So we are still authorized to look for longs if we pull back into the bottom of the MAC. So for fun, let's take a look at the cycles of Amazon. So what I did here was, this is a fast Fourier cycle. So I basically got the computer to show me what is a cycle that's been more recently observed in price. This is a daily chart of Amazon, and we can see this cycle has been actually quite active here in Amazon lately. So that would imply this week we're actually going to put in a high and trade down until the middle of October. And that's actually interesting, because if I put on the decennial pattern here, which is this thinner line, the decennial pattern, which is basically a pattern of all years that end in 4 for the stock of Amazon, we see the decennial pattern is to put in a cyclical high right where we are right now and go down into the end of October. So I'm thinking that pretty decent chance we actually get a pullback on Amazon here and into the bottom of the moving average channel, like I just discussed, the weekly and the monthly moving average channel, which would coincide with a nice buy point a cyclical buy point. And we also have, this is an annual predictable zone. This is based off of 20 years of price history. I asked the computer to show me 20 years of data to show me 70% odds or more. Basically, this says that if you go short on September 13th and you hold until November 2nd, there's a 70% chance that you will make money if you just do that alone. So there's a pretty decent probability we have a cyclical high here, along with a strong percentage of annual predictable zone for price to go down. And then once we get down, remember, on the moving average channel, on the weekly and the monthly and the 3-month, all pullbacks into the bottom of the moving average channel are buy opportunities. So we look, there's a major cyclical low with the decennial, as well as this fast Fourier analysis cycle that I did, which suggests that we should get a low point sometime middle to end of October. And then look, we get the strong seasonal annual predictable zone from November 1st to the end of November. So that's kind of how I think this is going to play out in Amazon. Get a pullback here into the end of October, into those MAC lows that we discussed. And then from there, we get our seasonal rally. Some other cycles worth looking at. This cycle right here is the 154-day cycle, and it has a really nice walk forward analysis. Basically, this cycle seems to be working pretty good. So that's this green line. We can see that there should be a cyclical high at, it's saying sometime by October 10th. So between now and the 10th of October, we should top out in Amazon and then decline into somewhere around the basically early November. Okay, and then this is the more high time frame cycle in Amazon. This cycle is the 978-day cycle, and it's got also a really nice walk forward analysis. So we can see there should be a major cyclical low in Amazon coming up in December. And then intermarket analysis. This is interesting, taking the 3 most similar years price action for Amazon and making a composite. You can see generally it is to go up until end of November, early December. So what are we looking for? Just to summarize again, we do need to keep an eye on those higher time frame divergences. If they do trigger, it's going to imply some major moves in Amazon. There's nothing actionable there yet, but we do need to be aware of them. Otherwise, we do have clear bullish game plan from the weekly and the monthly and the 3-month chart with the moving average channel. Any pullbacks are opportunities to buy using the respective entry time frame and entry techniques. And the cycles, as we can see, do support the idea of a pullback and a nice low sometime in October for a very nice November rally. So that's what I'm looking for in Amazon. If you have questions about any of my analysis or my techniques, you can feel free to shoot me a message anytime. I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to my videos, and I wish you a great week and good luck and good trading.